हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू APWC। तो इस हफ्ते मैंने देखा द क्रो, पेची और रुसलान। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी टाइम लेट्स बिगिन। रेडी। The Crow. A decent film which gets less dark and realistic with every passing scene, accompanied by a weak antagonist, a fast-paced love angle which feels forced and ultimately leaves the audience with
ये क्या है?
सर ये तो टट्टी है।
The original Crow starring Brandon Lee, released in 1994, had its intentions set up straight with its dark gothic theme, but the reboot doesn't follow suit and that causes the movie to slip. This makes the maker's intentions questionable. When the original story based on the comic had so much depth, then why would you make unnecessary alterations to the story?
भैया ऐसा काम ही क्यों करते हो जिसकी वजह से सर झुकाना पड़े?
In fact, the original Crow was way too simple to digest, but the reboot is so complex, with an antagonist who has problems with his mortality, the protagonist with a mullet hairstyle who doesn't take his powers seriously till the end, and the character of Shelley who is just stuck.
What kind of tea is hard to drink?
I don't know.
Reality.
The character of Sarah or even the multiple sub-antagonists from the original are missing, which added so much value to the story. Also, the reason for both Shelley and Eric's character to get killed was established beautifully in the original. All of this combined gave so much impact to the story which the new one fails to present. Also, not to forget how Brandon Lee had accidentally passed away from a gunshot wound on set while shooting is another reason why this movie should have been left alone. Respect the efforts, and if you can't, then let's not tarnish that.
ये बड़ी अच्छी बात कही आप।
Reboots seldom work. Many attempts in rebooting an existing hit franchise have failed, and it's time we stop doing that.
Do you understand?
However, there are some good things about the reboot, which I'll highlight. The action is great in comparison to the original, which wasn't clear. Secondly, the spirit guide which was there in the original but was deleted in the final cut was necessary, with respect to the explanation that Eric's character needed in order to understand why he is alive and what are his powers.
This is just a fucking nightmare. Then go wake up.
According to me, Bill Skarsgård was pretty underutilized as well. Y'all might know him as Pennywise the Dancing Clown from It, or Boy from the recent Boy Kills World. He is talented but seems so subdued in comparison to Brandon Lee's Eric.
Bingo! He sucks! He scored!
Many dialogues from the original Crow might have inspired the Dark Knight's Joker.
You have put a smile on my face.
You're supposed to be a clown or something?
Sometimes. Disorder. Chaos. Anarchy. Now that's fun.
That's how iconic the Crow is. Next, I watched Pechi. This film ideally deals with a trek gone wrong with black magic at its core. The horror isn't too scary, and for people who are well versed with this genre, the horror might be insignificant and almost forgettable. However, it was the ending suspense revelation which gave me a shock because it was pretty unpredictable. This was my exact reaction at the end of the film.
Fuck! ये कैसे हो गया?
I cannot deny that somewhere in between I was reminded of Carl, with the entire forest landscape and the horror atmosphere. Both Carl and Pechi talk about certain rules of the forest, and if you mess with it, you will be in trouble. I'll let Bhalaya explain that.
Don't trouble the trouble. If you trouble the trouble, trouble troubles you. I'm not the trouble. I'm the truth. I'm the truth. I'm the truth.
Or maybe an easier version would be,
ये तो वही बात हो गई, ये लकड़ी क्यों पड़ी हो झाड़ में, आ जाओ घुस जाओ मेरी गांड में, गजब आदमी हो। हाँ सुनो।
Also, not to forget how generous of Barry Allen aka The Flash to give a cameo in Pechi. Next, I watched Ruslaan. Well, this movie had all the right elements, but somewhere the execution falls flat and leaves you with a question: what did I just watch? It's almost like the movie ends and you forget what was it all about. This movie falls under my favorite category, देखा एक बार और भूल गया उसके बाद.
You know there'll be many more like me.
Well, I'll be waiting for them.
इस फिल्म की कुछ अच्छी बातें भी है, so let's talk about that as well. The cinematography is good, which gives the right vibes of a spy thriller made on a tight budget. And the action is crisp. It doesn't look amateur or goofy. But the bad outweighs the good. The storyline is easily predictable, keeping Jagapati Babu's track record as a villain in mind. The acting is not something you can cling on to, and the music isn't good enough to keep you hooked. The whistle BGM was great though. I had genuinely liked Ayush Sharma's performance in Antim, which means he has potential. But the potential needs to be channelized in the right direction. Otherwise, it's of no use.
The lion. Go on your jungle.
That's it for this video, guys. Comment down what you guys watched this week and I'll see you in the next one. और हाँ, अगर वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना दोस्तों. मिलते हैं अगली बार. Till then, bye.